All right. Hello, everyone. This is the video walkthrough for the AI Olympics assignment. This is the final assignment in the Digital Tech Online course, so congratulations on making it to this point. It will be due on the 27th at midnight alongside the Google Analytics certification. So I'll read this real quick. The name of this assignment is the AI Tools Olympics, an adventure through AI tools. So once again, congratulations, Eagle entrepreneurs, on making it to the final assignment in digital tech. For your challenge, final assignment, you will solve fun challenges using different AI tools. Experience firsthand how different AIs think and work while having a blast. So maybe you all have used all three of these tools, but potentially not. Either way, this is an assignment that is a good chance to compare and contrast how the different AI tools work. So the tools will be ChatGPT, your creative companion, Claude, your analytical friend, and Perplexity, your research buddy. And then there's also optional extra credit tools, InVideo AI and Lovable.dev or Replit.com. I will come back to the extra credit portion probably near the end, okay, of the video. But an overview. The challenge is the startup pitch battle. So what we will be ultimately doing is you create a pitch for the most ridiculous yet somehow plausible startup idea. So step one is to go to ChatGPT and create a completely over-the-top startup idea. Develop a surprisingly logical business model for this idea. Find real market data that somehow supports this crazy idea. Okay? There's an example for an initial prompt here. But you're encouraged to be creative with the prompts. But really quickly, what's going to happen for step 2 and step 3 is step 2 is going to be repeat step 1 using Claude. Yes, feel free to use the exact same prompts here to test the similarity and differences in the outputs you receive. You're also free to use new prompts here as well. So depending on if you like the one idea that Claude has and you want to ask a more particular question or go on a different route, you're encouraged to do that. Okay, and then step 3 is similar to repeat step 1, but using Perplexity. I guess I will do an overview of the extra credit as well, but then I'll probably just walk through doing the assignment in this video. But it's possible that at this point you might just be ready to go for it. But maybe click through this video to see what happens, but I will go through the assignment. So for 5 points extra credit, what you can do is create a 30-second video of your, create a 30-second video ad for your favorite startup idea using InVideo AI, which many used when they did the YouTube video submission. And if you didn't, find the video. It is in 2 or 3 modules, I think around module 10, that says, watch me if you have not submitted the YouTube video. Watch that assignment where I will talk about InVideo AI in that assignment, but it's also pretty intuitive how InVideo AI works. So that would be 5 points extra credit if you added a link to a YouTube video of that. And then 10 points extra credit would be to create a web app or a mobile app for your favorite startup idea using either Lovable or Replit. You may have heard people talking about Lovable and Replit around campus. Lovable and Replit are new AI tools that create mobile apps. Replit is a little bit better. The only issue is that with Replit, you have to pay in order to get that shareable link right off the bat. So with Lovable, the nice thing is that for free, we're able to get that shareable link. So you would be able to get that 10 extra credit points for free if you'd like to. And you can use Lovable. At the end of this video, I will go through Lovable a little bit. And then for the deliverable for this assignment overall is a Google Doc containing conversation with ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity showing over-the-top startup ideas, surprisingly logical business models, and real market data. So you can just copy and paste the links into a Google Doc, or you can copy the shareable links from ChatGPT, from Claude, and from Perplexity, and put those 3 links onto one page of a Google Doc if you'd like to do that. Either way is fine, but that would be the baseline minimum submission. And then if you'd like extra credit, you're welcome to do both. So if you'd like 15 points extra credit, go for it, and we can do the video and the web app. So either way, very cool. But let's see. Now I will do a walkthrough of it. So first thing, it says go to ChatGPT and create a completely over-the-top startup idea. So this example prompt, for sake of time in this video, I will go ahead and use this initial prompt. And then if you have like an idea that you have like part of the way, like you have part of an idea and you want to do that wacky idea or whatever it might be, go with that. Let's go with that. But the idea is to test what you get from ChatGPT, from Claude, and from Perplexity. So I'll just do this one prompt for now. Create the most outrageous startup idea that's still technically possible. Think Uber for plans or TikTok for grandparents. Make it funny, but include catchy name, one-line pitch, target market, and revenue model. Okay? So I put that into ChatGPT. It gives me rent a sibling. One-line pitch because your parents won't stop asking you why you're still an only child. Target market. Only children living in chaotic energy. Revenue model. Okay, interesting. Let's go now to Claude and see the same thing. What do we get when we ask the Claude the same exact same thing? So Claude gives us Mortally Timer. Your deadline is our deadline. One-line pitch, an app that uses health metrics, lifestyle data, and predictive algorithms to calculate your exact time of death. Then helps you optimize your bucket list completion and sends you increasingly urgent reminders as you approach your final countdown. That is a really wild idea. I wonder how its revenue model and target audience could work. Okay, and then finally, let's do this. Perplexity. Okay. Now, Perplexity takes a second because it's going to do some searching. But real quick, I'm not about to submit these three. We got to go back and hit one of the bullet points. Right now we've hit the bullet point of create a wacky idea. Now we need to actually go and create, what are the other two? So we just created an overtop startup idea, but now we need to develop a logical business model for this idea and find real market data that somehow supports this crazy idea. Okay? So let's see. What is this one? Bark Buddies. Airbnb for dogs who want to host sleepovers with the other dogs because your pup deserves a social life too. Urban dog owners aged 25 to 45 who feel guilty about their pets being lonely, plus social pups. Okay, revenue model, bonus features. Okay, interesting. Okay, but now let's go back and let's add these two other layers, okay? I'm actually going to go ahead and just for sake of time here, I'm going to copy this, develop a surprisingly logical business model for this idea, and I'm going to give that to ChatGPT. Let's see what we get. Let's turn Rent a Sibling, remember it was Rent a Sibling for ChatGPT, from comedy gold to a suspiciously feasible business venture. Surprisingly local business model, Rent a Sibling, core concept, business model components, revenue streams, transaction fees, tiered subscription plans, data ad licensing, okay, customer segments, surprising legitimacy. Okay, let's do the same thing over here. This is for the morbidity countdown timer, morbid timer, which is really kind of crazy. I don't know, mortility timer. Okay. Well, the concept seems outrageous. Mortility timer could actually employ a viable business model with multiple revenue streams and genuine user value. Okay. Okay, multi-layered revenue model. Okay. And again, I'm going very, very fast here for sake of time. Okay, and then same thing here, develop a surprisingly logical business model for this idea. Okay. Okay, and then you'll do that. I will do the final one just to be really quick. This is the part where now it's going to go and research, right? So find real market data that somehow supports your crazy idea. So this is a part to also pay attention to how it is that ChatGPT does it differently, how it is that Claude does it differently, and how it is that Perplexity does it differently. So now I'll go ahead and watch. Find real market data that somehow supports this crazy idea. Now ChatGPT says searching the web. Absolutely, let's go. It gives me loneliness, a growing epidemic. And see, it gives us citations. So the Daily Press, Business Research Insights, Zeti. So we would always want to double check. So sometimes people have probably noticed using ChatGPT, sometimes false information. And so it's always important to double check these links. Okay. And then you can also see all the sources that they hit, the citations. So that's really good. And then same thing over here. What happens with Claude? Notice Claude kind of didn't really quite do so much searching. It just immediately kind of gave us something maybe a little bit more like an older school ChatGPT, maybe like from a year ago or two. But again, read it quick. Good to read all this. I just am, for sake of time, right? Find real market data that somehow supports this crazy idea. Okay, and so then it's going to do the same. Oop, nice. We all this, right? Okay, so I'm going to do two things now here. I'm going to say if we're ready to submit now. So we just basically did all 3 steps. And say we're going to not do the extra credit assignments, then you have 2 options here. So I have a Google document, let's say AI Olympics assignment and your name. So I just typed in ChatGPT conversation, Claude conversation, Perplexity conversation. So you can either do this. You can either go to ChatGPT, do share, create link, copying. Okay, copied. Back to my Google Doc, ChatGPT conversation, and then there, bam. And then same thing for Claude, share, private, share. Oh wait, and then you gotta do anyone on the web can view, make sure. Okay, copy link, public. And then back to here, Claude, nice. This is an easy way to do it because it's nice and clean. Share, and then again, shareable, you want it to be shareable, not private. Copy link, back here, and Perplexity, okay? The other option would be, and I won't do it for all of them, just for sake of time, the other option would be to copy it like this, right? And copy the whole thing. Okay, I guess I could do it for Claude too. And if you're doing it this way, you would do it like this for all of them. Oops, get that first prompt in there. Okay. All right. Oops, I would go down here below. Nice, okay? So now that makes sense, and then you would do the same thing for Perplexity, and then you'd be ready to submit, okay? This one, you'd be able to submit a Google Doc containing conversation with ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity, showing over-the-top startup ideas, surprisingly logical business models, and real market data, okay? But then for extra credit, if you would like to make a video, here is InVideo AI. Your options could be, I would probably do, honestly, something probably... I would probably go to like whatever ChatGPT, say this. I would say, I am going to create a 30-second video ad for this. Please give me a prompt to give to a AI video generator. And then it would give you a pretty good prompt, you know, and you could do this with any one of them. And this is pretty great. And I would read this, but I want to go pretty quick. So copy and paste, and I could go right in here and get that video. Really nice. Okay, create a video. And then this is going to take a minute, so I don't want to do that. Okay. And then now I would similarly do this for like Lovable. I am going to create a mobile app for this using, so this is if I wanted to do the 10 extra credit points. I'm going to create a mobile app for this using lovable.dev. Please give me a prompt to create this app. I might even copy even the first part just to get it for Lovable, just to see like that we really did it this way. Okay. And then I go over to Lovable here and I give it that. Let's see. Oops. I gotta do that real quick. Nice. Oh no. Okay, I gotta check my email. Sorry about that, guys. I'm verifying on my phone. Hopefully it should just work in a second. Okay. Hmm. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, well, the truth is that it is going to take a second in Lovable anyway. So you guys take the time to try it. I might try signing in. Okay, nice. All right, so I can show it to you guys. Okay, but honestly, it's going to take a second anyway. But you see how we got all that prompt? You see how that makes sense? But then, like, the trick, I guess the one nice thing is with at the end of the day, when it's ready for with Lovable, you can click publish up here, and then you'll actually get that shareable link, and you can copy and paste that shareable link back into the assignment description, and that makes it really easy. That's the trick that you don't get. That's the trick that you don't get with Replit. Replit, it just takes it. You have to pay in order to get the shareable link. That's the one kind of bummer about Replit. Yeah, so it takes a little minute. It takes a minute to do this, but it might even ask you some questions. I'm not gonna just sit here and like have it do it, but definitely, if you would like to get the extra credit, that's how to get it. So we covered a few minutes ago what it is, the baseline for submission. But yeah, if you do the in video AI video, be sure to post it on YouTube and then do the shareable link for the YouTube video. If you do the Lovable or Replit, be sure to submit this. Well, if you do Lovable, rather, be sure to submit that link that you can get from up here. Okay. Um, yeah. All right. So, great semester. Reach out if you need any help completing this assignment or any other assignment. I am very happy to help. But I do gotta let you go. Like I said, as always, reach out. Okay. Have a good one, and let me know if you need help. Okay. So long. Bye.